Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's jump right into Belle Collective. I have so much to say about this episode. I know I'm extremely late. I know a lot of you are looking for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have not watched that. Like Super Bowl Sunday through all of my TV watching off schedule. So I probably will do Love and Marriage Huntsville tomorrow. But Belle Collective should be real quick. I didn't want to take any notes. I want to go off the dome. A lot of this episode triggered me in a way where I would just want to cuss some bitches out real quick. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're just going to discuss our opinions. I would love to hear you all's opinions in the comments. I feel like my opinion, from the few reviews I have listened to, is slightly different. But let's get into it. I want to do person by person because I don't have notes. I just want to talk about the people as they go. Let's put Tamra up first. Carlos, I see why Tamra only gets 2 or 3 minutes an episode. Her voice is annoying. Her voice is annoying. Short story. Back in college, I might have said this story a few times before. My very first major was radio television. I was in love with wanting to be on the radio. I wanted to be Wendy Williams before I even knew that Wendy Williams existed. Like, I wanted to be a female personality on the radio. Mostly because I love to talk. I believe it was sophomore year is when we finally got to take the classes where we could actually go into the radio lab and make tapes and get critique from my teachers and all that. And we had this huge project. And I was in the radio lab forever, like mixing songs, interviewing people. Like, it was a huge project. We got to play them in class and everyone, got to critique everyone's tapes, whatever. It was my turn. The teacher didn't even play my tape for 2 minutes before she paused it and was like, "You're not going to have any career in radio because your voice is too high pitched and it's annoying." Is that true, y'all? I don't know. I do know I have a high-pitched voice. And that discouraged me. And I remember I called my grandmother and she was like, "Baby, numbers is your thing." She didn't say it like that, but she always encouraged me. Like, "I always felt like you should be an accountant because numbers are your thing. It came so easy to you." And it does. And I love accounting. But moving on from that, I wish I was stronger. I wish I had that fuck you spirit. What was that, at 19? I wish I had that spirit and would have kept going in the major that I wanted to be in, but no regrets. I'm very happy as an accountant. But I said all that to say, Tamra's voice reminds me of that critique. Like, that voice is annoying. I don't know who is listening to this shit on radio. Maybe she knows how to turn it down when she's on the radio. I don't know. I don't live in Jackson. I don't listen to her. Whew. But I see why she gets only 2 minutes on my TV screen. She talking to some lady about taking her career nationally. The only thing I enjoyed about that was the shade where the lady said, "I see I'm going to have to pay for this." That was funny. And then Tamra had a moment where she went out on another first date with the guy she was with for 16 years. I feel like in this episode, people only gave us the surface of what they want us to know. Nobody wants to dig deep. Nobody wants to give their true tea. You were with this man for 16 years. In many states, that's common law married. And you all broke up because he encouraged you with your career and you said he wasn't as romantic. A lot of men ain't romantic. I get it. Okay, not everybody is going to wine and dine you and buy you flowers, especially after 16 years. Like, they might do that for the first 2 or 3. But come year 15, 16, they got you. Girl, he had everything but the ring. I don't know. It's so much to so much to that story I want to know. Like, to me, a man that I'm with for any amount of time is going to encourage me on my dreams. I just don't see how he encouraged me and he pushed me to be this radio personality broke you up. I hope y'all get back together. He was fine. He was fine. He was a very handsome man, and he seemed like he got his shit together. It don't look like you would be with anybody that don't have their shit together. He don't have any kids either. It seemed like he was kind of waiting on you. I don't know, but to me, it's a lot of story in the 16 years that I would like to know that would probably definitely make Tambra a whole lot more interesting. Let's move on from her. Latrice. I don't recall Latrice being in the episode. I only recall her saying she doesn't want to go to Marie's. She doesn't want to go to this brunch because Marie was going to be there. And I ain't mad at you. Hell, Marie found somebody else to get into it with. So move on from Latrice. Who's next? Let's talk about Letitia. Letitia goes down to Farrow Street with the councilman, a contractor, and somebody else. At the end of the day, she can't buy this building. It's not for sale. You can lease it. Okay. But it's going to cost about $500,000, I think, just for something. I don't remember what it was. But the renovations could go up to 1.5. And in total, she's looking at $2 million to lease for some shit that's not going to be hers. For some shit where she just want to do these tight-ass brunches. Girl, she talking about generational wealth. It's going to take 3 to 4 generations of brunches to pay that first $2 million off plus the interest. I feel like this storyline is getting tired and late. It's like the comeback group over there in Huntsville. It is a great idea, but motherfuckers don't know how to work together. That's just the truth. And ain't nobody got $2 million to throw into your brunch cafe. Girl, take that shit down there to Panera Bread. This is really some shit you can tell people online. Because I'm with Latrice. These brunches so far on the television screen is only places for y'all to get dressed and start mess. The owner of that building is on the bullshit. He wants you to lease it. Bring it up to code, spend $2 million just so in 2 years he could turn around and put your ass out. Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. But let's move on. What else was Tisha up to this episode? I don't remember. Everything really happened at the end that pissed me off. Let's get over to Marie in this counseling session. Y'all know how I feel about counseling on television. True counseling happens off of television where you have true confidentiality, where the shit is confidential. You ain't telling the true stuff to your counselor with a TV crew in the back. That's just what I believe. That's just what I feel. Take it however you want, because y'all ain't gonna never forget that episode when Portia got that true tea from Dennis about what he was doing during that pregnancy. Was production in there? No. So true counseling happens off camera. But moving on. In this session, the son is saying he doesn't understand why his mom got so upset. He's still in school. Honestly, Marie, I don't know why you got so upset either. Until you cut him off, show him some tough love, make him responsible for those children. Like I said it last week, where are the baby's mamas? Why are you financially responsible for everyone? Do you feel financially responsible because you need your grandchildren to live the same lifestyle that your children live? Like, no, that's their mama's responsibility. Now, I can understand if you throw them a couple of dollars to make sure they got some Pampers and some wipes, some food. You might put a little bit on the daycare bill. I get it. But you should not be taking care of the children 100% and the baby's mothers. But I don't want to get back to that. The son is allowed to do all of this stuff because you are allowing it. My son can't come home one spring break and tell me he got 3 girls pregnant and think he going back to school anywhere. And if he does, I ain't taking care of all of them. I will love them. I would support. But I ain't take, y'all better put his ass on some child support, and his ass need a job. He want to go 3 hours away, fine. Let him get a job over there 3 hours away. The real counseling isn't about him punching these holes in the wall. Yes, he has anger management. You do too, Marie. A lot of the shit I see you pulling on the TV screen, I see where he gets it from. I see why he has an anger problem, because his mama has an anger problem, has a petty problem. The best thing that counselor said was, don't record your son no more. Don't do that shit no more. Some people may disagree. This might be a truly entertaining storyline. I was very entertained, but I would never put my son on television in that way. I would never record a conversation of him talking to me that way and put it on national television, because now you setting your son up to where people might not even want to fool with him. Potential jobs, potential managers, they're going to be like, but you was cussing your mama out, punching holes. What you going to do up here in this establishment? Like, I just wouldn't, stuff you put out there that can go viral and be on television, on the internet, you can't erase. So I 100% agree with that counselor. Don't record your son like that no more. Really don't even put his true tea out here on television. I want to know what's up with you, Essie, and the husband. Because the dynamic amongst you three is drama enough. You and Essie tell me your true tea, and you and your husband tell me the true tea, and leave your son out of it. Yeah, he grown, but I just wouldn't put his business out there in the streets. Me. Moving on from Marie and his child. Let's get to the shit. I think somewhere else along the episode, Antoinette and Letitia went to a civil rights museum, and I get it, but it ain't entertaining to me. Like, that's something I would do. Like, when me and my friends went to Dallas, we went to the Civil Rights Museum in Dallas, and that's something like, yeah, I want to share with my friends. We wasn't in there boohoo crying, but Letitia looks like she just might be a sensitive type person, but it wasn't it's not reviewable. Like, we get it. Like, it's 2021. We've all heard the stories of slavery. We all are affected by it differently. Like, I get it. So let's get to the end of the episode, because that's what pissed me off the most. We get to an episode where these sorry ass brunches. The point of this brunch is to bring up Farrar Street yet again, which we don't. I don't understand why Letitia doesn't lead with Farrar Street, but I know she doesn't lead with Farrar Street because nobody's investing in that. Nobody has to. These brunches look free. I don't know how she's making any money. Who is paying to go sit around and say, I am a strong black woman? I could say that to myself at home. So we get to the brunch. The first shady moment, Antoinette comes up to greet Marie, and Marie is like, your entourage ain't here, so I guess you want to be my friend. At that moment, if I was Antoinette, I'm like, okay, bitch, bye. Fuck it then. I ain't got time. But Antoinette was like, look, we ain't got no beef. Your beef is with Latrice, not me. I'm just trying to say hello, bitch. Some of these people are too nice. Marie, that's where your son gets it from. That's where he gets that petty bullshit, anger for no reason. It is written all over your face. And I ain't even gonna get into the outfits. We all seen it, and everybody looked a mess, if you ask me. So now Tambra, she's leading it. They doing their affirmations. I'm a strong black woman. Kaylon is there, and the councilman is there. Why are we saying we're a strong black woman? To me, Carlos, this whole scene looked like a setup. It looked like it was well produced, and it looked like some bad acting. But let's get into it. So at the end of the day, every woman is going around the table talking about their experiences of racism and, just the different experiences of racism is bringing them closer together. They're bonding over it. I get it. We've all had these conversations in a group of women. What made it me looking, we get to Antoinette. She's talking about how she doesn't want to have any biracial children in the South. I can understand that, but my question is, do you not want to have biracial children, or you just don't want to have them in the South? Because number one, biracial or with the black man, you're still going to have African American children that you're going to have to teach about racism, that you're still going to have worries and concerns. And this might be controversial, but I ain't seen no biracial children getting shot up by the police in the street. I've seen black children. And they've been in the North, East, West, and the South. And I'm from up north, and I've experienced the same amount of racism up there that y'all talking about y'all experience down here. So, is it that you just don't want to have any children because you don't want them to experience racism? I can understand that, but it just seems weird when you say, I don't want to have biracial children in the South. Moving on from that. So, everyone is having their conversations, and Kaylon is tearing up. When everyone is having their moments, speaking their truth, I'm just looking at Kaylon on the TV screen, and the discomfort on her face. It was written all over her face, like, I don't want to hear y'all bitches talking like, and then she turns on the Karen tears. She went full Karen. If y'all want to know what a Karen is, look at Kaylon in this episode. She went full Karen and started crying and had to make a scene and excuse herself. Where you could have, if you are a true ally, sat there and gained more understanding and gave your opinion and had a true conversation. But no, you wanted a scene, you wanted attention, you wanted these black ladies to shut the fuck up talking about the shit that you've probably done. Because to me, it looked like hit dog hollering to me. It looked like hit dog hollering, like, oh, and then you outside crying. We white people don't sit around and talk about you black people like this. I feel like you black girls hate us. And I'm like, bitch, y'all not sitting around talking because y'all out there shooting, beating up, calling 911. So yeah, y'all ain't got time to sit around and talk. Y'all doing the bullshit. And it's no way you in Jackson, Mississippi, born and raised, and talk about you've never seen any racism and you've never done any racism. It all looked like a deflection. And then you ladies are sharing your story, and instead of letting her go out there by herself, the cameras would not have followed her and gave her any attention if you would have let her excuse herself by herself. If y'all would have stayed in there and had the moment, she wouldn't have had any attention. But no, okay, I understand Antoinette had to go check on her friend. Okay, but Tisha, you don't know her. Oh, girl, why was you even there? You, Latrice's PR friend. Why you even there? Latrice isn't there. You don't know her. Y'all all woo 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 back patting. We're not saying you hate us. We just want you to hear our story. Y'all doing all this to comfort her when she's taking away the moment from it all. And then she comes back into the brunch and wants to explain herself and tell everyone why she's crying and why she feels like you all are talking like you're hating white people. These people didn't say a disrespectful thing about a white person. They really didn't say white. They were telling their stories. And to me, if you'd never done anything like this and you never seen your family do anything like this, why do you feel so guilty? Why is it affecting you to tears? And not tears of, I can't believe this happened to you. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you. Your tears are, you guys are in here making it feel like black people hate white people. Bitch, I would have come back in the room. When she came back in the room with them Karen tears, everybody in there was side-eyeing the fuck out of her. Like, nobody wanted to hear it. It was written all over their face. Marie, I'm not mad at Marie for what she said. I'm mad at Marie for what she said. Like, Marie came in there talking about, wait, this is supposed to be about Tisha's announcement. This ain't about what you talking about. And then here come Kaylon. I would have cussed this bitch out. Well, we're here trying to have a conversation, important conversation, and you're interrupting it. You just want to have attention. No, bitch, you, Kaylon, you just want to have attention because they were having an important conversation. And until you started your tears, your Karen moment, and had to be excused and comforted it, you could have sat in there in that moment and had that important conversation. But no, you had to go out and create a scene for yourself to bring it back around to you, the white woman who ain't never done nothing racist. Bitch, please. Everything on your face look like, I'm not racist because I have a black friend, and Antoinette is it. And Antoinette looks like the friend, like, yeah, she might say some things to you about racism, but she cushions the blow. Antoinette looks like she cushions the blow. She looks like she only your friend because her husband was white. And I said what I said. Like, I was feeling it for Kaylon in the beginning. Last week, I started to see it bubbling up. And then this week, bitch couldn't be on my show, Carlos. Fuck that. We don't need to see this kind of energy on our TV screens. It is 2021. Everyone knows about fucking racism. And Antoinette, why do you want to have a white friend so bad that you have to constantly explain why shit hurt you because you're black and she's white? Like, the bitch knows it. The bitch knows it, and she doesn't care. And her way of getting out of understanding your pain is crying and creating that scene that she just created. Her way of not empathizing and learning in the moment is, let me be a Karen and cry and deflect. Marie, you should have cussed that bitch out. Somebody there should have cussed her the fuck out and then say, Antoinette, you and your friend can leave. Get your friend and both of y'all could go. I wasn't mad at Marie. Because now you don't understand why these black people are having this conversation. You feel like they hating on white people. But then you want to provoke Marie and tell her something. Marie said something. You said, well, come over here. Marie, should have went your ass over there. That's too violent. You did right, Marie. You did right. Because she was looking for a moment. She was looking for a moment to get up to call Marie aggressive. Look at this angry black woman in my face. When she started all of that shit herself. From the first story that was being shared, it was written all over Kaylon's face that they talking about me. I need to get up out of this. I don't trust that bitch, and I ain't got to see her another time on my TV screen. And then she want to shout out who her great grandfather was. And here he is, somebody, I believe I saw it on Bondi Blue. He's somebody who was a Confederate soldier trying to keep the slaves. Why the fuck were you shouting him out? That doesn't help your cause at all. That's why I take notes. Because the whole episode that ending of the episode pissed me off. Pissed me off. I don't like to see shit like that. I don't like to see people twist a narrative. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of situations that I don't have understanding in. Like, I'll never forget one of my best friends who is biracial. She was telling me about all her experience in high school. Mind you, we were in high school in the 90s. So to me, the 90s are way different than now. She was telling me about her experience in high school being a biracial student, because I'm from up north and we're from a small town, and she probably was one of the few biracial students in our school. You were either black or white, and that was just it. And she would be telling me all of these stories of the things she was going through, and I was like in amazement, like, what? People were saying that to you? People were doing that to you? And as she was telling me, her stories, because she never told me when we were growing up, I felt anger, not at, oh, she's hating black girls because the black girls were mean to her. I never felt that. And the whole time she was talking to me, I was feeling anger, like, these bitches was doing that. I can't believe it. Like, I can't, because I was having understanding from where she was coming from. I don't know, because I'm not biracial, and I never got the teasing and the bullying and the things that she got. But I felt anger, and I always wanted to understand, and I appreciated her having those conversations with me, because I didn't know what it was like for her. So that's how Kaylon should have been. She should have been appreciating the knowledge. Like, she made it feel like, well, Antoinette, yeah, you could tell me, but not all these bitches. Like, I ain't got to hear about racism from all these bitches now. That's what Kaylon gave me, and she pissed me off. And I needed somebody to check her. Forget all of that, but this is Latrice's brunch, and this is Latrice's moment, because Latrice went out there and babied her and let her come back in and have the floor. If I was Latrice, I would have said, well, you know what, Kaylon, you so uncomfortable. Go ahead and usher your ass, because she had a purse. Go ahead and usher your ass on out. Go ahead. And then Latrice could have came in and took the floor and talked about Ferris Street. I would have never gave the bitch the floor. I would have never gave her the moment. But anyway, that was it. I don't even think I stuck around to see what next week is going to be about. But Belle Collective, last week you had me. This week you turned me off. Like, if this is what the show is going to turn into, where we got to start teaching white people black empathy on television in 2021, let me tell you one thing, Carlos, not enough white people watch this show, if any. You ain't doing nothing but pissing us black people off. You need to go over there on Survivor and Big Brother, shows that white people watch, and have these kind of moments. But you ain't doing nothing over here where it ain't nothing but black people watching, and you ain't doing nothing but pissing us off. But that just could be me. I done talked too long. I done got too angry. Time for me to calm down. Like I said, I'm going to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville tonight. I will give that to you tomorrow. Yes, I promise. And Basketball Wives come on tonight. I'm going to give it 2 or 3 episodes. I'm going to review the first 3 episodes. If Shawnee and Evelyn are on that fuck shit, if it turns into a fake apology tour, but we're just going to read OG in the background, I'm going to quit watching the shit. We going to see. But anyway, go ahead and hit subscribe. I promise I will have the videos out to you all. Go ahead and get in the comments and let me know what you thought about this episode. And I'll see y'all next week. Have a good night. Bye.